What is going on, YouTube-averse? John Stanek from Johnny Radio here, bringing you another Top 5 on this glorious Top 5 Friday. And guys, I'm so excited. We're getting through the 2000s, almost there. And we are at the year 2008, and man, such a great year in music history. So many good albums, and this was really hard to whittle down, but I think I did it. My top 5 favorite albums of that year, so let's get right to it. At number 5... Cage the Elephant, the self-titled debut from the Rockers out of Kentucky. These guys are so good, and they've gone on to make just consistently tremendous albums. But this debut, I think, still might be my favorite, if not just for the songs In One Ear, which is just such a great rocking opener. Reminds me like a little bit of the Chili Peppers, but with a little more rock and just wild, chaotic stuff going on. And then, of course, Ain't No Rest for the Wicked, which was just a huge hit. It was also in a video game, I think, but it's just so catchy, that chorus of Ain't no rest for the wicked, money don't grow on trees. I mean, come on, you gotta love it, man. And yeah, if you haven't checked out some of their other stuff as well, really great. And you kind of saw glimpses at the capabilities. They would go on to do some more ballads and things on other albums. But as far as a just raw, just in-your-face rock record, this is a great place to start. And that's just my number 5. So now at number 4... Attack and Release by the Black Keys. Oh man, one of my favorite bands really of all time at this point. From Akron, Ohio, the duo Dan Auerbach and Patrick Carney. This is the album that I think really pushed them over the edge. They had several under their belt at this point, but this is the one, I believe it's their first collaboration with Danger Mouse on production, and it really shows. You know, just from the get-go of tracks like All I Ever Wanted, which builds from like a whisper to a scream in just a 2-minute track, but it's beautiful, especially when it gets to the ending. It just feels like you're watching fireworks listening to this song. It's so cool. And then that goes straight into, of course, I Got Mine, which you saw was one of my top 5 favorite songs of that year. Just an incredible blues rocker. I mean, you've got songs like Lies, which are so cool. You've got amazing ballads like The Closer, Things Ain't Like They Used to Be. And it really just shows their songwriting as well as their capabilities in a studio. We're getting to this level that, man, and there was even more to come, but I love this record, and that's just my number 4. So now at number 3... Viva La Vida, or Death and All His Friends by Coldplay. Yeah, you knew this was going to be on here. I mean, just for the title track alone, also one of my favorite songs of that year. But man, this is just, there's no weak tracks on this album. And Coldplay really pushed themselves, especially bringing Brian Eno on as producer on this record, to take themselves out of the, X and Y. You could tell they were kind of repeating a little bit of a formula from their success of Rush of Blood to the Head, which wasn't a bad thing, but to continue to grow as artists and, as a band, they had to do this. And man, it's just so many beautiful songs on here. Strawberry Swing is such a cool ballad. And you really see that Johnny Buckland pushed himself on this album to do things on guitar that were a little more interesting, bringing in elements of, Eastern flavors into songs like Yes and, other songs like Lovers in Japan. Just beautiful guitar playing throughout the whole album, but you can really tell that Eno brought a lot to the table with the string arrangements and having Will Champion do things like, just playing a timpani drum on the title track, thinking outside the box, things like that. Just tremendous. And I could go on and on about this record. And that's just my number 3. So now at number 2... Gossip in the Grain by Ray LaMontagne. Sweet Ray does it again with my favorite album of his, which is really saying something because you know I love this guy. And just from the get-go with You Are the Best Thing, it feels like an old Motown song with those horns and just the way that he does it, but it sounds so contemporary at the same time. And when he sings that chorus, You Are the Best Thing That's Ever Happened to Me, just such a great love song, which carries right into my favorite love song of his, and my favorite song off the album, my favorite song of 2008, Let It Be Me, which I've told the story already. You can see it on my top 5 songs of 2008, but it means a lot to me personally. It's all over the map in such a good way because Ray kind of shows a little bit of everything that he has to offer. Songs like Meg White, which is a little bit silly lyrically, but then it's got this great kind of 60s throwback vibe. You've got I Still Care For You, which really kind of feels fresh and a little more alternative, but still has that beauty that you want out of Ray. You've got every single song on here is tremendously good in a different way. You've got Hey Me, Hey Mama, given a little bit of like a New Orleans kind of flair. Henry Nearly Killed Me with a bluesy jam. I mean, it's just so good from start to finish, and that's just my number 2. So now at number 1. Only by the Night by Kings of Leon. Yes, man, this is just one of the best rock records of all time. I mean, these guys, already I love them for their first 3 albums. And for their 4th, initially when I heard it, I have to admit, I was kind of like, did these guys kind of sell out with their first couple singles? It felt like they were pushing the arena rock with songs like Sex on Fire and, of course, the huge hit Use Somebody. But as time went on and those songs really grew on me and I could see what they were doing, and hey, who cares if they were selling out and being an arena rock band? That's what they're great at. And so then I was like, oh my God, I've been missing some of these great tracks like the opener Closer, which is just incredible, going straight into the rocker Crawl. You've got awesome gems like Be Somebody towards the end of the album. Of course, just the closing track, Cold Desert. Oh my God, such an amazing track. And it's every single song on here is brilliant, and it just goes to show that sometimes you need to give an album a second chance, and it might be your favorite of that year and one of the best of the decade or even of all time. And the Follow Wills are just incredible, and I hope they continue to make new music because this is just one of the best ever. So guys, that is my top 5. Let me know in the comments below what you think. What would your top 5 be? If you're so bold, leave me a top 10. Because as I said, 2008, man, just an incredible year in music. And guys, 2009 is nothing to sneeze at either. So be sure to check in. We got top 5s every Friday, album reviews, so much more. Thank you for watching, and as always, Viva La Vinyl. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and be sure to ring the bell for notifications so you can always see great quality content like you're seeing on the screen right now. Thank you so much for supporting Johnny Radio, and I'll see you soon.